we would like to begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we live in the Alpine Shire, paying our respects to the elders past, present and emerging.
Welcome to our house. We designed and built this by ourselves, along with our children. Passive solar design, sustainable, off-grid, rammed earth walls, composite double-glazed windows. We encourage wildlife into our world, except for the sambar deer. My name's Gareth.
And I'm Therese. Come in and have a look.
When we first purchased this block about 24 years ago, we were looking at about 75% bush and 25% blackberries. This photo was taken after a lot of the blackberries had been cleaned out. It was a big job. This was the house site. Unfortunately, the big tree had to go, but it wasn't wasted. It was milled and slabbed and the timber reused into the new house. December 2002, waffle pop slab went down, so well insulated off the ground. This was our first Christmas taken 4 or 5 days later. Unfortunately, 2 weeks after this photo was taken, the 2003 fires came through. Didn't affect us, but it slowed our progress down by probably 12 months. This is what we lovingly called Stonehenge. So 300mm thick rammed earth walls, both interior and exterior. Here we see about 2/3 of the house done. This was my dad. He thought he'd retired from welding. Little did he know, I had plans for him. And you can see he's really turned on by this process. Actually, he really did enjoy it. This is the inside of the main lounge, kitchen, dining area. You can see the curved ribs for the ceiling, because we got a curved ceiling inside and out. And this is it now. So we've been living in this house now for 13 years, and it looks well lived in, but it's still quite comfortable. This is our main bathroom, and before the fernery went in, it was fairly exposed. The kids weren't so impressed, particularly one of the girls, but now it's really enjoyable. So when you've basically finished your house, or stage 1 as we called it, we had to build stage 2. So this is stage 2. This is current day. It's almost finished. We're about 98% of the way through it. We haven't moved in yet, but it's almost there. This is a typical bedroom. Again, it's not been used yet. It's just been sort of set up with the furniture we had in storage. This is the second bathroom. We're actually really pleased. This has turned out very nicely. You'll notice it's got a door that leads in from outside. So if you're working outside in the mud, you can just come straight into the shower. This is what we affectionately call the breezeway. This is between stage 1 and stage 2. It's a 5 metre wide open area, but it is enclosed with glass slide doors front and rear, and it'll be quite a nice area. This is the primary area we still haven't finished. Eave overhang is really important, particularly in these southern areas where we have a good winter. As you can see here, there is shade on most of the walls and just a little bit of sun on the bottom. This photo was taken middle of February, and we're only just starting to see some sun on the walls. In summer, the walls are pretty well shaded the whole time. In winter, we get about 3 meters worth of sun into the house. This is a flyover of our solar system. Like I said earlier on, we're off-grid. This is our 5.6 kilowatts of panels. It's about to be joined by another 6 kilowatts, primarily to power our EV, because we do have problems with making enough power in winter to run the EV. This is the heart of the power system. The inverters, chargers, all the control units, and inside the box, some big lead acid batteries, 2200 amps of batteries. When these ones finally pack it in, which hopefully will be another 8 to 10 years, obviously we will get some more modern technology. But for now, this is what we're using. Moving away from the house, we've got a veggie garden that provides a fair amount of produce. It is really quite green at the moment. As we fly over the orchard, you'll notice about 45 different types of fruit trees. Most of them are doing pretty well. There's a couple that have died, unfortunately, and some that really need pruning. And in the background, you'll see a 150,000 litre water tank. As we turn around, we're now going to fly towards the berry area, flying over what will be the chook yard once we get around to doing that. Just in front of the big water tank was about 3 hives. They got robbed yesterday, or 2 of them got robbed yesterday, and got 20 kilos of honey out of them, so we're pretty happy with that. I'm not sure if the bees were so happy, but we were. What's a property without having a shade house? This is where Therese spends a lot of her time. This is her other area. This is where she spends most of her time. There's lots of trees, shrubs, ornamentals, natives and imports in there. This is just one of the small areas that we're trying to regenerate. Most of the things seem to grow pretty well. Well, I did notice that one of these has decided to die. Just recently we had a visit from a goanna, 1.2 metres long. It was good to see. And our son has gone round and put in nesting boxes. There's several different nesting boxes he's put in. This is one. This is a different one for smaller birds or gliders. And this one was put in specifically to try and keep the gangs that visit us, to try and encourage them to stay. But it's been taken over by a swarm of bees. Unfortunately, it's 20 metres up the tree, so it makes it pretty hard to get to change, so I guess the bees are going to stay up there. And this burl had some kingfishers in it that fledged 2 weeks ago. It was very nice to see.
Thanks for visiting. We enjoy sharing with like-minded people. Good luck on your journey.